About 1 million years ago, during the second seeding, certain of the disruptive groups began to visit your planet in hope of figuring out a way to divert your progression. Some of these beings were related to the Zeta Reticuli, and carried various types of reptilian form. They were highly intelligent but not well suited to the Earth environment. The group that created the most disruption within your genetic imprint was a group known as the Dracon. Within the Earth environment and had to be taken to the Dracon home planet. The Dracon human hybrids are known as the Dracos reptilian race. Through experimentation upon these hybrid creatures, the Dracon were able to access some of the key Lambda code particles that held in place the original human frequency fence. They poked holes in the existing fence, having no idea of the potential results of their actions, which began a process of information leakage from the host soul matrices. The human mind and body were not yet mature enough to assimilate these code fragments effectively, and the fragments began to set in motion activation of the stored original soul matrix codes, junk DNA. This created havoc within the developing human biology, as a resurgence of the ghost cellular imprints began. It was during these times that the aforementioned Zionites, time-traveling Zeta-human ethene hybrid from the future time coordinates, first intervened, in hope of accelerating the biological evolution of the species by creating hybrids among a select group of humans. These humans were chosen randomly throughout the 12 tribes, and were imbued with the silicate matrix from the Zionite code. This allowed them to synthesize, through a course of several generations, the host matrix code patterns that had leaked through the holes in the frequency fence. During this time the humans were taught the technologies needed for them to begin their migration underground, in preparation for the Dracon Presence extermination program that was scheduled to take place. About 956,500 years ago, the cycles of the Earth pattern were approaching a time of shift, where the magnetic grid poles would partially reverse. Aware of the problem of the Dracon upon Earth, the Breno agreed to accelerate this cycle slightly so the Dracon monitors would be destroyed by the climatic changes that would occur with the magnetic grid shift. For several hundred years prior to the shift, populations of the Earth were moved underground, the humans as well as numerous forms of plant and animal life. Eventually you will find evidence of this historical period. When the pole shifts and resulting weather changes occurred, the Dracon monitor hybrids were destroyed, and the Dracon could no longer monitor and manipulate the human frequency fence, as they had depended upon their Earth extensions to carry out this manipulation. Through subsequent events, the Dracos race was banned from Earth by Guardian forces, temporarily removing the Dracon problem from the course of human evolution. Through these events the original plan of human evolution was accelerated as the Zionite crystal gene made its way into the human genetic pool. Your biblical stories of Adam and Eve bore the symbolic coloring of these events, as Eve eating the apple at the seduction of the serpent symbolically represented the Dracon forced interbreeding with the human females, and the resulting opening of the host soul matrix, the symbolic tree of knowledge. It was indeed the opening of this bank of knowledge that birthed into human perception the exaggerated duality that is your lineage. The duality of perception created by the fragments of the original soul matrix memories and the new memory fragments emanating through the leaked key Lambda code fragments from the host matrix families. Two sets of memory imprints directing one body. This is part of the challenge humans of your time face in gaining sovereignty over your genetic heritage. While you remain unaware of the contents and processes within your genetic makeup, you will remain vulnerable to those who once again wish to manipulate you away from the true purposes for which you have come.